Welcome to France, where we are hosting round 2 of ELMS 2025. We're here in Castellet, one of the most famous tracks in the country, but it's not as we've seen it before. This season in ELMS, we are breaking up the very long Mistral straight in favour of this brand new chicane. So let's see what the drivers have to say about it and what their first impressions are. Let's head into the paddock.
It's good to be here back in France, so home race for the team, so really happy to be here in Le Castellet under the very sunny weather conditions, so it's good for now.
I did a few laps already, the car felt good already, felt confident. Let's see how it goes during the next days.
After the first round, which was quite nice for us with a P2, I think we are in a good shape for this one. We did some testing in March. It looked promising, so I think here we have a good chance to do a podium too. But you know, still like the race is tricky. There is a lot of cars, a lot of level, you know, with all the P2s. So it will not be an easy race for sure, as always. But we have, I think, the pace, and we will have a good shot to a podium.
It's good to have this new layout. I will say I was running with this layout when I was in Formula 4 and Formula 3 also, so I know it. It will change a bit from the past years. It's gonna add one more big braking zone, so more overtaking opportunity, which is really nice for the race.
For sure, last year it was a bit better with like the full straight line, and coming to scene with a lot more speed. You know, we were doing 320 nearly. We need to see, but in the end, you know, it doesn't change a lot for us. But the two tracks are nice, so it's good.
To be honest, I think it's good because that would help some cars or some drivers. It's more about the drivers than, you know, you have 2 more corners to negotiate, so.
'25 is a very special birthday for one of our resident French teams. Edexport is celebrating 10 years of racing, and they're also exploring a brand new adventure with Genesis Magma Racing. So let's explore a little bit more about that.
Hyundai Motor Corporation and even the wider Hyundai Motor Group has very little, almost no circuit experience, and so we need to take the steps one by one, you know, not feeling arrogant.
They are very clever to want to get more out of somebody that is doing it regularly. A WRC event, I think, is incomparable. You go to Formula 1 event, it's not comparable. They needed this help into understanding regulation, sporting regulation, all the little things you do when you come to a racetrack, you know, like how you organize your racetrack, how you organize the logistic.
This weekend here we are in Paul Ricard. We have our head of logistics who traveled from Canarias, where we were doing the rally last week, straight to here to learn exactly about the logistics. And I think EDEC is a good combination of proven track record, has been successful, of stability.
We are experts in ELMS after 10 years doing it. We have done pole position at Le Mans 2 times. We are well set.
If we are successful, they will take a lot of pride in our success. And this shared desire to do well us wishing them to do well this year, them wishing us to do well in the future. It's all about, building, going through the hoops, learning, to recognize where we are and take the steps through the ladder, just like we were a young driver. We are not a young driver, but we are a young brand.
Of course, there are many new faces in the ELMS this season. One of them has jumped from single-seaters into the world of endurance racing. Porchaire, the reserve driver for Peugeot in the WEC, also driving this year in LMP2 with Algarve Pro Racing. And of course, he'll be with them as well for the biggest race of them all, the 24 Hours of Le Mans. But it's a steep learning curve and a jump into the void.
Yeah, jumping from single-seater to endurance racing is a jump into the void,
On est bon. Pas simple. On y est. Point de départ.
I mean, it's a good comparison, but still, I'm more comfortable in a race car than jumping the air.
C'est parti.
It can be scary because there's a lot of things to learn, but I'm ready for it for sure. Totally different cars because first of all my career I've been driving with the single-seaters. Now it's closed cockpits, a bit heavier than LMP2, but as well I would say maybe more downforce compared to an F3 or an F2. Seat position, it's not exactly as I want it, as I would like it to be. No compromise to do in single-seater. You have your car, your team for you. Here it's a much bigger team.
We used to teach him all that. He's obviously come from single-seaters and we have been teaching him with testing. Barcelona showed he needed to learn a little bit more about traffic management.
He is mixed on track and I can have in one corner an LMP2 Pro, an MP3 and a GT3 and I have to overtake all of them and it's a big mess. But yeah, so traffic management is a big topic for Le Mans. There will be the hypercar category. So quicker cars, so I will have to make sure to look in the mirrors. No, I'm not afraid of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. I know exactly the date, it's in my calendar and I watch it every day.
I think from doing 24-hour races in the past, he needs to learn more than anything to rest and learn that it's not a sprint race. He's very good at adapting to situations. Obviously, the more information we give him in the car, the better he is to adapting to what he needs to do.
When I was a child, I was already adapting really quickly, I tried to adapt myself as much as possible to everything I touch, everything I try, Sometimes there's a little bit more difficulty to adapt, more things to do. I think I have a great quality adaptation because most of the time in my career, I was the youngest in every category. jumping in a new category with not so much testing, not so much, anything, just a little bit of help from the team and myself in the car, it's okay, I feel confident enough.
Race time is fast approaching, but before they head into battle, there's a chance for the thousands of fans to see the drivers and cars up close, to collect some autographs, savour the atmosphere at this second round of the European Le Mans Series. French driver Clément Mathieu claimed the pole position in LMGT3 with the number 59 Aston Martin of Racing Spirit of Le Mans. In LMP3, another French driver, Adrien Clomenil, put the number 17 car on pole position for CLX Motorsport. American driver PJ Hyatt claimed pole position in LMP2 Pro-Am with the AO by TF number 99 machine.
Let's do one with this.
Britain's Nick Yellerly came out on top in LMP2, claiming the overall pole position for Inter-Europol competition with their number 43 car.
Aux armes, citoyens, formez vos bataillons, marchons, marchons, qu'un sang impur abreuve nos sillons.
Nothing to know what to stop what we are. Ball like you're going no matter how hard. Back in the game, we're taking what's ours. Nothing and no one can stop what we are. Nothing and no one can stop what we are.
Here we go, damp conditions ready for the start of race 2 of the 2025 ELMS with the yellow nose. It is Jakub Śmiechowski that leads us away, writhing, struggling for grip on the outside of the front row, Oliver Gray. They race down into the first corner, spray thrown up in the air. They're going to have to be very cautious here. It's 2, 3, 4 wide in the middle of the LMP2 field. Little bit of nudging. Oh, and that's Manuel Maldonado facing the wrong way in United Autosport's car. A couple have gone off. Kuba Śmiechowski leading comfortably for Inter-Europol. Look at the green and white Ferrari. That is Duncan Cameron. He's taken the lead from the Aston Martin that started on pole. So much water right by the edge of the track. This is going to be treacherous going. Castellet is a high-speed circuit. The purple car of the Pro-Am pulses to PJ Hyatt being surrounded here by traffic. On board with PJ, the American driver, being very cautious, and probably wisely so. It would be so easy to ruin your race in the opening laps. There's Algarve Pro's Matthias Kaiser, the blue and black car up to second from 9th on the grid. VDS Panis Racing in 3rd place. Little wobble turning into the chicane north. And it is still into Europol's Kuba Śmiechowski who leads. Look in the background, the Panis car didn't make the corner at all. Zigzagged through the chicanes. Still comes on in 3rd ahead of the yellow and black of Iron Lynx and CLX Pure Racing. Then the green into Europol car. Everybody still weaving to try and get temperature into the tyres, even coming up to Sini. Battle for 4th in LMGT3, the black and yellow Mercedes, Christian Reed, Andrew Gilbert's Ferrari and Hiroshi Koizumi's Corvette giving chase. And this is the view from the Ferrari. Oh, trouble, there's aftermath of contact there. That's AF Corsa and Team Virage have been involved. So the AF Corsa car, Francois Perrodo, there he is facing the wrong way, and a safety car is out. Looks like Perrodo spun and tried to rejoin the track. Collected Jarek Zielonka of Team Virage. Car has crawled back to the pits. That is not going to continue in the race. They're just dragging it out of the way. Very badly damaged with that head-on impact. That must have been terrifying for both drivers. And it looks as though Francois Perrodo is out on the spot as well. Our Pro-Am winner from Barcelona. Leaders approaching the scene, going around the debris, but stay off those stripes. They are highly abrasive, even at low speed. And there is the AF Corsa car. The team are working on it, but surely that is done for the day. Francois Perrodo will be absolutely gutted to have caused trouble for somebody else. Replay of the start on the right of the picture. The pole man, Kuba Śmiechowski, pulls away very quickly. Yellow and black Jonas Reed from 3rd on the grid inside the VDS Panis Racing car, looking for 2nd. Everybody being very cautious and wisely so in the slippery conditions. On board with Tristan Vautier starting 5th for CLX Pure Racing, right in front Jamie Chadwick for Edexport. Jonas Reed on the left. Lights go green. Jonas Reed really jumps away with Kuba Śmiechowski. Heading down into the left-handed first corner. There's the second into Europol car on our left-hand side. So what happens to Edexport's Jamie Chadwick? Makes it safely into turn 1 and through turn 2. Scrabbling for grip. Oh, there's Matthias Kaiser, and looked like a spin under power for Jamie Chadwick. Dropped her down the order. In turn 1, the GTs picking their way past 2 stranded cars. Manuel Maldonado for United and Edexport's Paul Lafargue. Driver's eye view of the confusion down into turn 1. And Maldonado and Lafargue spun in sympathy, but it seems unrelated incidents. After a spin, Francois Perrodo trying to find a gap in traffic, instead head-on collision with Jarek Zielonka from Team Virage. Debris everywhere. That must have been a frightening moment. Well, down into the first corner, Kuba Śmiechowski doing what he needed to do, getting away from the pack, giving himself all the time in the world to negotiate turns 1 and 2. And there might have been contact between Lafargue and Maldonado at the apex of turn 1. Jacek Zielonka backwards across the gravel and just avoided by everybody. He wasn't so lucky later on in the lap, though, was he?
We are restarting now.
Back to green we go. Kuba Śmiechowski for Inter Europol, pulling away quickly from Matthias Kaiser for Algarve Pro. Tristan Vautier 3rd for CLX Pure Racing from 6th on the grid. He made a good start as well. Here's our LMP3 lead battle. WTM Rinaldi Racing. Torsten Kratz made a great start, but M Racing's Stefan Trebodini going through on the inside. The old switcheroo sold the dummy and made a great pass. Leader on the Mistral and right behind him, Matthias Kaiser. Kaiser pulls out, got a good run out of the chicane. Can't go through into Senior. But the Algarve Pro driver with the bit between his teeth, Kubik Schmichowski, leading for Inter Europol, the yellow and green. That's their number 43 car, drifts out a little wide, and a double droite to Bose, Kaiser's alongside. Next corner is a left, that'll favour the Polish driver, but Kaiser stays there. This is brave stuff. Both men giving each other just enough room to survive, squirming off the curbs. Kaiser, I think, made the tiniest bit of contact. Down into the final two corners of the lap. He is our new leader. The rain's intensifying, the light drizzle is starting to grow heavier. Leaders staying out, but not everybody is. This is 47, Tristan Vautier for CLX, and number 18, Jamie Chadwick for Edexport, both in the pits. And this will be for full wet weather tyres, I suspect. Fuel going in, always fuel when you have the chance. Replay of that pass for the lead. Watch Kaiser on the outside, drifts out a little wide, gets spat off the curbs as the rear wheels spin up. Just the tiniest of nudges there. But really, I'm sure that was entirely unintentional. Car got sideways on him and he was making the pass anyway. Rain increasing now. After a hot Saturday, it is a wet race day. On board with the Iron Dame, showing you how damp it is. The track is definitely not drying. Into the pits comes the race leader. Algarve Pro, such an experienced team these days. Fuel going in. Door is open to top up the driver's drinks bottle. Clean of the screen as well. Never more important than when the weather is murky and grim. Checking the air vents. Fresh tyres are on the apron, but looks like Matthias Kaiser is happy with what he has. Good stuff. Fuel only, down and gone. Francois Perrodo leaving the pit lane now in the AF Corsica, well, leaving the garage anyway, being waved away by the team. More than 20 minutes for repairs. Battle for third place. Duquesne's Francesco Simonazzi under pressure from Sam Bullock-Basie in the Nielsen Racing entry. The green and black Duquesne car up from 6th on the grid. And Sam Bullock-Basie for Nielsen, car number 24, started in 10th place. So they have both made the best of these grim conditions here at Le Castellet. You can see there is really no dry line at all into the final few corners. Oh, and drifting a little wide, kicking up the spray. Francesco Simonazzi just about holding on, but Sam Bullock-Basie is right with him. Looks like he's getting a better run out of Virage Dupont. He's alongside, he'll creep in front at the line. And that is a change for third, or is it? Yes, it is at the moment. Simonazzi looking to cut back and come inside in turn one. Not sure he was convinced the grip was there though. Nielsen up to third, Duquesne back down to fourth. There is traffic in front, negotiating safely past the LMP3 car, but that holds up the Duquesne machine. So advantage there to Nielsen if he can avoid the puddles and doesn't spin. That's not much of a gap to go onto the straight with. Up to third place in LMGT3 is the silver Corvette from TF Sport. That's Hiroshi Koizumi. Martin Berry behind him in the Iron Lynx Run Mercedes, the black and yellow machine. And it is getting wetter and wetter and wetter. Koizumi moving up the order nicely from the start of the race. See how much spray is being thrown up now by the prototypes. Pink and white Porsche not too far ahead of them. That's the Iron Dame Celia Martin. She is in second place. Koizumi under pressure. Mercedes looking at the inside, really too wet to try a lunge. And Celia Martin with traffic behind her. And that is second, and then third and fourth in LMGT3. Coming up behind AO by TF, the purple car of PJ Hyatt. Breezes by one, breezes by two. Catches the Iron Dame's Porsche right in the middle of the fast right-hander Senior. He just has to give her a bit of space. Right behind, still Koizumi. Hanging on from Martin Berry. Berry going the long way round the outside. They're all over Celia Martin. She's been held up a little bit. Second, third and fourth all together. Hiroshi Koizumi might need to make a pass here. United Autosports over the curbs, trying to avoid this three-car battle and staying over the curbs, not getting by. Koizumi with the Mercedes on the inside. Martin Berry trying to go by. Koizumi gets the rush down into the left-hander and he goes by. He's up to second on board with the Iron Dame Celia Martin. You can see the indicator behind for the Mercedes and of course all the other traffic, and the Mercedes is on the inside now. So Martin Berry is going to go by her as well. That's cost her 2 places in 2 corners. Dramatic stuff. Oh, trouble. That's a big one, and that is Alexander Malikin. CLX Pure Racing car number 37. Safety car is out. There's your leader into Europol, ahead of the 25 from Algarve Pro and 24 from Nielsen, while Nielsen's 27 car leads in Pro-Am from the 21 United and 20 Algarve Pro machines. Replay of the spin for Alexander Malikin. Under power, car spins around. Somebody else just recovering from the runoff area. He was not so lucky. Back to green, a little over an hour of the race run. Into Europol leading, Algarve Pro, the blue and black machine, 5th in the queue. That is 2nd place. The others are out of sequence, including the purple and yellow Panis VDS machine. There's Algarve Pro in 2nd. Nielsen in 3rd place. Lots and lots of battles now. Very tight underway. On board with the Edexport car running the colours of Genesis Magma Racing. And the weather is not getting any better. In fact, it looks even wetter out there now. Green and black, that is Duquesne's number 30 car in 5th. CLX Motorsport in 6th position. Right behind with the orange highlights, that's Edexport. Leader in the pits. Look at the left front corner of the car. No dive planes. So when they make this stop, they are changing the nose to restore the full aero downforce of the car, especially important in these grim conditions where grip is at a premium. Nick Yellowly leaves. Kuba Shmuchowski is in the garage with Steph.
Yeah, I mean, we hope that it's going to rain a little bit. We saw the radar and it was like 50-50, so we took a chance on it. At the end it worked out a little bit, but with the safety car it negated everything. So it's a bit of a shame, but at the end of the day I think was a pretty good run. And let's see what the others now can do, and I hope we can fight for the win.
Here's the battle in LMGT3 for 4th place. Racing Spirit of Le Mans leading, but a great dive bomb from Castellet Toledo in the white and blue Richard Mille AF Ferrari. Moves up to 6th ahead of the 74 Kessel Racing car. We ride on board with Kessel. Showing just how treacherous it is. Cars squirming under braking and acceleration. And there's the Racing Spirit of Le Mans car that started on pole. But Castellet Toledo is the man on the move. Pit stop for Edexport. Jamie Chadwick handing over to Danny Junkadea. And they are staying on those wet weather tyres as well. Ferdy Habsburg has taken over number 24 for Nielsen from Tim Bullock-Basie. And he is heading back out into action. Been a good start to the race for Nielsen. And Ferdy Habsburg out onto the wet track. Teammate Tim Bullock-Basie in the pits with Steph.
It was definitely not easy. I think starting on the dry tires was a gamble. I'm not sure if it paid off because I saw the wet tires starters in front of me at the safety car, but it was tricky when it started raining especially. But then when we transitioned to wets, it was okay. I think it's just the problem is it's not stable conditions, but I enjoyed that, to be honest.
LMGT3 leader is in the pits. This is Duncan Cameron in the Spirit of Race Ferrari, having a really good run at the head of the field. In the pits as well, the new leader, Matthias Kaiser, driver change for Algarve Pro, sharing that car with Lorenzo Flusser and Theo Porchaire, as we ride on board with Danny Junkadea in the Edexport car. Genesis Magma starting to learn about endurance racing before they bring their new Genesis Hypercar program to the World Endurance Championship in 2026. On the Mistral, the battle for the lead in LMP2 Pro-Am. René Binder with the orange highlights. Right behind him, TDS Racing's Clement Novalak. The Proton driver just keeping his nose in front for the moment. Looks like he got a decent exit out of Chicane Nord as well. So holding off Clement Novalak as they come up to the fast right-hander at Scene. Rain starting to lighten a little. So many quandaries over tyres in this race. Start on slicks or wets. And when do you go from wets to dry tyres? Well, they haven't got long to make that decision. Nielsen lead from Vector Sport and CLX Motorsport. Proton competition on top in LMP2 Pro-Am. And in LMP3, it is still M Racing's 68 car out front. CLX are second in LMP3, and Rinaldi now down to third, having led early on. In LMGT3, Iron Lynx at the front of the field, GR Racing's Ferrari second, ahead of the similar car of Richard Mille AF Corsa. Remarkably low rate of attrition as well, given how tricky the conditions have been right the way through this race. Saturday was dry for the Le Mans Cup race, but it has been anything but for the 4 hours of Le Castellet, although conditions are now starting to improve. The battle's not just out on the track, it's in the pit lane as well. On the left, Vector Sports' Vladislav Lomko. Slick tyres waiting to go on, and slicks as well at Nielsen on the right-hand side of your picture. That's Ferdy Habsburg. So it looks as though everybody feels the track is now dry enough for the slick tyre. They'd better hope that it doesn't start raining again. Here's our new leader, Matteo Capietto for Iron Lynx. Oh, somebody's in trouble, and you can see why. They've lost a wheel. Now who? It's Iron Lynx. And that is Matteo Cairoli, who has just been into the pits. He's back in again with only 3 wheels on his wagon. Job van Uitert in the wall. Edexport, car number 28.
Safety car deployed, safety car deployed. Leaders slow down, leaders slow down.
Car off in the background, 34 with a green nose. Oh! And Job van Uitert. So the Inter-Europol car made contact. They made contact with each other. Inter-Europol damaged on the left rear. And van Uitert in the barriers. And that's where the Iron Lynx car lost its tyre on the way out of the pit lane. So the tyre continues on its own sweet way, doing what tyres do, rolling. But that is a real hazard. Back to green flag racing. Nielsen leading Vector Sport and CLX Motorsport, with Duquesne and Edexport in the top 5. Proton competition leading in LMP2 Pro-Am from TDS and Algarve Pro. On board with the 18 Edexport car. Great run down the straight. That was not for position. They are still in a strong 5th place. And because of the safety car, the gaps between the front runners are tiny. Track is definitely now really starting to become quite dry. And that could bring an exciting end to the race. A fraction over an hour to go. The back of this queue, right behind the green and black of Duquesne, is Danny Juncadella. Juncadella currently in 5th place in the orange and black Genesis Magma Edexport car. He is attacking hard. He knows the cars in front of him are pretty much all going to have to pit soon, and he will be the new race leader. They are in. There's the Vector Sport car. There is Nielsen's 24, Duquesne in as well. So Edexport bounces to the top of the pile. Really important to be pushing on now while your rivals are in the pit lane. For the teams in the pits, absolutely no mistakes allowed. Of course, in as well, Nicolas Nielsen handing over to Mathieu Vaxivière. What a stellar lineup they have got in that car, along with Francois Perrodo. On board with Edexport, our race leader. Inside the last hour, here is the battle for fourth. There's Tom Dillman in the Inter-Europol 43 car, chasing the red, white and blue of Marino Sato, United Autosports number 21. And in front, blue and black, Algarve Pro's Alexander Quinn in the number 20 machine. So 2 Pro-Am cars, and Tom Dillman right behind, trying to work his way up the overall order as well. This battle continues, but the dark blue car Marino Sato is now fourth, Alex Quinn fifth, but not for long. Tom Dillman sweeping down the inside, Inter-Europol up to fifth, Algarve Pro down to sixth. Classic LMP2 battle here, working their way through all the other classes as they fight each other. More trouble for Iron Lynx. What's happened this time? Matteo Cairoli in the pits, Inter-Europol's Luca Giotto. Body cover coming off. Look at the massive bit of the Edexport car stuck in the side of it there. Oh, now was there a fire? I'm not sure there was. I think that caught the crew by surprise. Something is definitely very smoky though. Yellow and blue, that's Matthias Besch for TDS Racing into the pits from second place. James Allen, the Nielsen Racing car, number 27, he comes in as well, another of our Pro-Am contenders. They were running second and third behind the 18 car from Edexport. Will we have a Pro-Am winner overall here? It's entirely conceivable. Lots of pit stops with 40 minutes to go. TDS crew in action, Nielsen as well, brand new tyres ready to go on. Fuel first, make sure the fireman is there, the earthing strap is connected. And anything else you do can only be safety related. Cleaning the screen, cleaning out the air ducts. Edexport are in, the race leaders, Mathis Jobert. Could this be a big result for Edexport? They were our overall winners in Barcelona in round one. But while they're in the pit lane, here comes Philip Albuquerque in the Nielsen Racing entry. Chasing hard. 24 is in second place, TDS in third, Nielsen's 27 car there in fourth. 21 United car in fifth. Albuquerque, of course, so successful with United Autosport and their 22 car over the years. And out comes Edexport. Boy, he's going to be feeling the pressure. Everybody steaming up behind him. They're already on hot tyres. They will have a grip advantage. Here's the battle for third in LMP2 Pro-Am, blue and yellow, Matthias Besch for TDS Racing, and right behind Louis Delatraz, wastes no time. In the purple Spike, AO by TF car lunges through, takes the position. Another great late race drive by Delatraz. Last stop for our LMGT3 leader. This is the Richard Mille AF Corsa Ferrari driven by Lilou Wadou. Fabian Schiller second in the Iron Lynx Mercedes, and David Perel for Spirit of Race in third place. There is Schiller. Seems Schiller's been in the wars in that Mercedes. Mathieu Lahaye in the Ultimate car clatters into the side of him. On board with Louis Delatraz, AO by TF. Lahaye in the centre, and the contact is clear. Despite that contact, looks like Fabian Schiller's Iron Lynx Mercedes is still fine to proceed. Lilou Wadou leaves the pit lane, Schiller in the closing stages of the lap. The Mercedes driver in second place, chasing hard. So as he comes out the final corner, Virage Dupont, Lilou Wadou leaves the pit lane in the Richard Mille AF Corsa Ferrari. She still has the LMGT3 lead. Looking back up the straight, there is Fabian Schiller in the Iron Lynx Mercedes in second place. He's got 24 minutes to catch and pass Wadou's Ferrari. The purple AO by TF car of Louis Delatraz on the hunt. This is the battle for third place overall. Blue, red and white, that's Marino Sato in United Autosports number 21. They're both also going for second in the LMP2 Pro-Am class. And Spike goes around the outside. Delatraz makes the pass. He's up to third overall. Spike gobbling up his rivals. Our race leader into the final 10 minutes, the Edexport number 18 machine, but absolutely no chance of relaxing because there is second place. The silver and dark blue of Nielsen Racing's 27. James Allen leading LMP2 Pro-Am, but wanting to win this race outright. In LMP3, CLX Motorsport, as you can see, ahead of long-time leaders M Racing with Euro International's number 11 car completing the podium for the moment. And here is the leader, Adrian Clomanil for CLX Motorsport, the man who put that car on pole in LMP3. Ahead of M Racing and Euro International. And CLX looking strong again. In the LMGT3, it is the 50 car of Lilou Wadou who leads for Richemille AF Corsa. Iron Link second with the Mercedes. GR Racing's Ferrari in third, ahead of early leaders Spirit of Race and AF Corsa. The lead overall is still tiny. There's Edexport. There is Nielsen. Goodyear's Wingfoot Award going to Ferdy Habsburg in Nielsen's 24 car. And here is the team's 27. Can they win it outright? Clement Novalak for TDS, taking the LMP2 Pro-Am Most Valuable Driver Wingfoot Award. Duncan Cameron in the Spirit of Race Ferrari being awarded in LMGT3. Inside the final 5 minutes, Edexport and Nielsen leading their respective categories. Who's going to win it? Oh no, disaster for TF Sports Corvette. Rui Andrade brought it into the pit lane. It's retiring. A minute on the clock. Still not safe from attack. If he gets held up, if he gets nerfed off here somehow in traffic, James Allen will pounce and win this. Jalbert just keeping him at arm's length. 1.7 seconds. It's barely been above 2, rarely below 2. And I don't think James Allen will give this up until he has passed the checkered flag. LMP2 Pro-Am victory looks likely to go to Nielsen. And Edexport's just a couple of corners away. But will he have to do another lap, or will time have elapsed before he gets to the line? Should be one more to go for Edexport's. Lilou Wadou daren't slow down either. This is the 1-2-3 in LMGT3. There's second place Fabian Schiller. There is third place Ricardo Pera for GR Racing. So it is Ferrari, Mercedes, Ferrari. This track has often been a happy hunting ground for Ferrari. Can they do it here again? Fabian Schiller closing right in towards the end of the lap. And this is where it might be decided. The leaders are on the final lap. The LMGT3 cars have one more to go. Ricardo Pera dropping away a little in the GR Racing machine. But Lilou Wadou with the constant threat of Fabian Schiller behind now. Here's the Iron Lynx Mercedes driver sizing up the Ferrari for a last lap lunge. We will wait and see. Leaders on the back straight. Into Chicane Nord for the final time. Here comes Mathis Jalbert. Lilou Wadou with traffic, and that might put a cat among the pigeons. If she gets held up by a P2 or a P3 car, then it could all be over. But the Ferrari stays just in front. She will have that Mercedes close enough to pick up a sizable toe on the Mistral though, and I'm sure she knows that all too well. Here comes the Edexport car into the final couple of corners here at Le Castellet. Virage du Pont remains, the checkered flag awaits. Race 2 of the championship goes to Edexport and Genesis Magma Racing. delight for the team. They hold off the pressure and claim the win in France. Edek win LMP2 and overall, Nielsen second overall and winners in LMP2 Pro-Am. Pole sitters CLX Motorsport claim the LMP3 victory, while in LMGT3 it's Richard Mille AF Corsa, car number 50, that comes out on top.
But honestly, after Barcelona, I think to come back and win again is a bit unexpected. But yeah, great result for the team. Obviously, their 10-year anniversary. So great result for us all, and hopefully we can keep it up.
2 out of 2 for Edexport. What a way to start the season. Pole sitters into Europole finished second in LMP2, CLX Motorsport in third place, completing the podium. And that means that Edexport have the perfect score after 2 races, with Vector and VDS Panis just a point behind in second and third.
It's time to take control.
Second race in a row, LMP2 Pro-Am almost takes the overall victory. The win going for the 27 car from Nielsen Racing, Tony Wells, James Allen and Sergio Santosetti.
Yeah, we had this sort of agonising decision, so we went out on the wets and then we swapped to the slicks, and then like 3 or 4 minutes before the end I said we're on the wrong tyres, so we swapped back to the wets, and yeah, it was the right call. And then I was so hoping for rain, and then you could see some spits of rain come in at turn 5 and then through scenes, so I thought we were going to be all right. But yeah, it was great fun, obviously.
A close one, but Nielsen come out on top. AO by TF, the pole sitters finished second, with TDS Racing's number 29 car in third. Victory means that Nielsen now move to the top of the championship standings in LMP2 Pro-Am, but just 2 points cover the top 3 after 2 races. That is tight. Number 17 from CLX Motorsport started at the front of LMP2, and 4 hours later they claimed the win. Theodor Jensen, Adrian Clomanil and Paul Launcher.
Yeah, it's good. It's difficult in the first part of the race. I take the start and I start with slick tire. It's not the good deal, and go back to the pit lane for split the tire, and after is okay.
From pole to the win for CLX, M Racing finishing in second place, and Euro International's number 11 car in third spot. It has been an incredible start to the season for CLX with 52 points already. M Racing now moving up into second place in the standings. It's a win for Ferrari in LMGT3 with the number 50 car from Richard Mille AF Corsa, Custodio Toledo, Riccardo Agostini and Lilu Wadu taking the honours.
Oh yeah, I feel very happy. We had a difficult Barcelona. For sure we worked hard to have this result. At the end that was not easy for sure, but the team did an amazing job, my teammates too, and today is just a success for us. But yeah, really thanks to everyone for that, and next step is Le Mans.
Joining the Richard Mille team on the podium, the number 63 car from Iron Lynx, who finished in second spot, and GR Racing in third, making it 2 Ferraris in the top 3. winners in Barcelona, the Iron Dames, still lead the standings ahead of our winners here, Richard Mille AF Corsa and Spirit of Race lie third. And that is it for Le Castellet and a thrilling second round of the European Le Mans Series. Join us next time out for round 3 at Imola in Italy in July. We will see you there in the heat of Emilia-Romagna.